Welcome to yoga. My name is Kristen and I'm a health coach with Orion. Today in yoga, we are going to work on the chair poses. The chair poses will really challenge your strength in your legs and in your glutes. So be prepared for a good workout today. We're going to start sitting up nice and tall. Right now, I am sitting on a block. That's optional. If you don't have a yoga block at home, you're welcome to use books. You can fold up a blanket and place it under you, or you're also welcome to just sit flat on the ground. Also, when sitting on a block, there's a few different options. You can either sit like I am now, just with your legs crossed, or you can come to your knees, place the block between your ankles, and then sit back on the block. So just find a comfortable seated position for you right here. If you're sitting on the block, it's just going to help relieve a little bit of the tension in your hips and your lower back and make it a little bit easier to sit up nice and tall. But like I said, it's totally optional. It's whatever you're feeling today. Get comfortable, let your arms relax, let your shoulders relax. And really check in with how your body is feeling. You're welcome to close your eyes. That helps me bring my focus inward. We want to try and be really mindful here. Mindful of our mind and our body. So just quickly do an inventory of how you're feeling today. Pay attention to your body and if there's anywhere that's hurting, if there's anything that doesn't feel comfortable, if there's any place you're holding stress or tension. Just being mindful of every part of your body and what your body is feeling like today. Big part of mindfulness is our breathing, and so really start to pay attention to your breath now. How does it feel to your body when you inhale, and how does it feel to your body when you exhale? Try to make your breathing really nice and slow, so that you have time to check in with how it feels. On your inhales, what is happening inside your body? Where do you feel that breath going? Where do you feel your body expanding? Your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your ribs. As you're paying attention to your breathing, maybe pay attention to if it would feel better if you were to lengthen your breath, making it a little bit deeper, a little bit slower. It'll help you take a nice deep breath, make your breathing a little bit deeper if you send that breath down to your stomach. So with each inhale, you're feeling your stomach expand. And on the exhales, you feel those stomach muscles contract and tighten in. Press that breath out. With your focus on your breathing, give yourself permission to let go of all your other worries right now. Forget about the things you need to do today. Forget about the things that are causing you stress. Let's take one more nice deep inhale and exhale. Carefully, we're going to begin moving. I'm just going to do a few shoulder rolls to wake up my shoulders. Help me become aware of those muscles in my shoulders and my back. I'm pressing my shoulders down, my head side to side. Once again, just becoming aware of those muscles through my neck. Remember, your neck is a part of your spine, so whenever we talk about having a good posture or a nice straight back, we want our neck to be part of that. We want to lengthen through our neck. One way you can do that is by pressing your shoulders down, and you'll feel that it really helps your neck quite a bit. Helps engage those muscles and helps your neck feel nice and long. Go ahead and take the block out from under you, and we're just going to bring our hands forward, coming to all fours. Take a moment to find your neutral spine here. When you say neutral, you might think that means we're not doing any work here. Actually, in our neutral spine, you want your core to be engaged, and you want to think about having really good posture here as well, just like if you were sitting down. Also, remember, since our neck is a part of our spine, we don't want to have our neck up. We don't want it to be hanging down, but we want to make it part of our nice straight line. From here, we're going to work through some back stretches. We'll do our cat and cows. So take a nice deep inhale, let your belly drop, your head and tailbone come up for cow pose. Exhale, pull your belly button up towards your spine, let your head and tailbone drop for cat pose. Inhale back out to cow. Exhale to cat. Working through these poses just a few more times using your own breath. And really being mindful of how your muscles feel, how your back feels with each of these poses. Come back to a neutral spine again. Engage your core and let your mind memorize what it feels like to have a neutral spine here. You're not overarching or rounding your back, but just finding the perfect neutral spine. From here, we'll tuck our toes up and we're going to come to downward facing dog right away. Now, since we're not totally warm, you can stay up on your toes. You can keep your knees bent. Press your stomach and your chest towards your thighs. Let your arms be nice and long. And here you can go ahead and relax your neck. Just let your head hang. You can walk through your feet if that would feel good to you. Beginning to stretch through the backs of the legs. Let's come up onto our tippy toes as high as we can. Bend your knees in so they come a little closer to your stomach and your chest. And then very gently lower your knees all the way to the ground. Bring your big toes together and we're going to press back to child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you. Let your forehead rest on the mat. And let your spine be nice and long. Come back to your nice deep breathing here. And on your next inhale, shift your weight forward, back to all fours, tuck your toes under, and let's come up to downward facing dog again. Once again, you're always welcome to stay up on your toes and keep your knees bent, but we always want to make sure our back is nice and long and flat. Once again, you can walk through your feet if you would like to, stretching through the backs of your legs. And very carefully, let's step our feet one by one up towards our hands. We'll reverse swan dive up, lengthening through our spine, reaching our arms overhead. And if you want, you can even reach slightly behind you, doing just a tiniest back bend. Bring your hands together and exhale to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down, lengthening through your neck and your head. When your hands reach the floor, you can relax your neck, let your head just hang. You can also bend your knees if you would like to. That's absolutely okay. Let's inhale up to a flat back. Really lengthening through your spine, reaching out through the top of your head, releasing back down, and reverse swan dive up. Just working through that flow a few times. Exhale down. Inhale your arms back up. Exhale, swan dive down, lengthening through the top of your head, reaching towards the ground. Inhaling to a flat back. Releasing down. Inhale back up. Reaching as far behind you as you want. Exhale to heart center, all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. And release down. Reverse swan dive up. And this time as we exhale down, we are going to sit back to chair pose. So bring your hands to heart center and then just take your hips back. Now a few things as we're here. If you look down, you want to make sure you can still see your toes. You don't want your knees to be going out over in front of your toes. And it helps if you think about putting your weight into your heels. In fact, I even like to lift up my toes here just to make sure I'm not putting my weight in my toes. Another thing here is to find your neutral spine again. Sometimes we'll overarch or we'll keep our back curved. So try to lengthen through the top of your head and through your tailbone at the same time, and then engage those core muscles. If you're really flexible in your back, it might require that you tuck your hips just a little bit as you strengthen or as you tighten your core muscles. Let's inhale back up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Reverse swan dive up. And let's exhale to that chair pose again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Flat back. Release down. We're keeping our breathing really nice and deep during all of this. Back up. Exhale to chair pose. And inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And release back down. Reverse swan dive up. We're going to exhale down to our chair pose. Let's hold it just a little bit longer this time. Be really mindful here. What is your body feeling and what does it need? Make sure your weight is in your heels. Make sure your core is engaged. And if you want to strengthen your upper body a little bit as well, you can reach your arms up in front of you. Challenge yourself here and see if you can go like a little bit lower. Means you have to stick your hips behind you a little bit further. And then as we release this time, just let your stomach fold down on top of your thighs, hands come to the ground, and straighten through your legs. Relax your neck, let your head hang. Give your legs a little break here. From here, let's place our hands in the ground, step back to plank or modified plank, and slowly lower down. Inhaling up to cobra, where you're just using those muscles in your lower back, or you can press up to upward dog and back to downward dog. Let's take our right leg up into the air here. Bend that knee, bring it into your chest, and step the foot all the way through. Getting a nice lunge, keeping that back leg straight. And let's step back to downward facing dog. We'll take our left leg up into the air. Using those muscles in the back of your leg to hold it up. And then bend the knee, bring it into your chest, and step the foot all the way through. Once again, just finding a nice lunge here. From here, we're going to carefully step our right foot in next to our left and reverse swan dive up. Exhale down through heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. And release. Reverse swan dive up. Hands come together. And we'll exhale to chair pose. Holding here, really feeling the engagement through those legs, the glutes, and your core. And if you want, you can take your arms overhead. Remember to keep lengthening through the top of your head here. And then fold down over those legs. Straighten the legs as much as you can. If they still stay a little bent, that's okay. We'll step back to plank. Slowly lower down. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog. Back to downward dog. We'll take the right leg up into the air. Bend the knee, step it all the way through. And this time in our lunge, we're going to leave our left hand down. We'll open up through our right arm. Try to keep that back leg nice and straight. Your hips and your core are still engaged. And we'll release that hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Take the left leg up into the air. Bend the knee, bring it into your chest, and step the foot all the way through. Right hand stays on the ground this time, and then we'll reach the left hand up. Really lengthening through that back leg. Then that length just continues up through your spine and out the top of your head. Release the left hand. We're going to step the right foot in next to the left again and reverse swan dive up. Exhale down through heart center. Inhaling up. Breathing should be nice and deep here, and it probably helps that we've been doing some work. Exhale down. Inhale to a flat back. Release down. And reverse swan dive up. As we exhale, we're going to come back into our chair pose. So hands come to heart center. Sit back. Holding here for just a moment again. And fold down over the top of your hands. We're going to straighten our legs here and stretch through the backs of our legs. Relax your neck, let your head hang. And from here, we're going to reverse swan dive up again. Really lengthen through that spine as you reach up. And then exhale back down to chair pose. This is where we're going to get a little bit fancy with chair pose. I'm going to keep my block right here just in case I need it to help me keep my knees in a line. As you sit back to chair pose, make sure your weight is in your heels, your spine is nice and long, and then we're going to twist towards the right side. So I'll take the outside of my left elbow and reach it to the outside of my right knee. And as you're here, you want to make sure your knees stay in a line. Sometimes it helps to put a block between your knees. Squeeze your knees together and don't let one knee slide out in front of the other. You're going to feel this in your legs. Just keep breathing. Come back to heart center. You can release the block. Place your hands on the ground and straighten your legs. Let your neck relax and your head just hang. Let's inhale up to a flat back. Release back down. And reverse swan dive up. Exhale to heart center. Inhale up. We'll do one more flow before we do our chair to the other side. Fold down. Inhale to a flat back. Release down. And reverse swan dive up. Hands come to heart center. And we'll sit back to chair pose. This time we're going to twist towards the left. Remember, you can use your block if you need to, just putting it right between your legs. With your hands at heart center, we're going to take the outside of our right elbow, the outside of our left knee, and then press through our hands. Check your knees. Make sure you don't have one knee sliding out in front of the other one. And sometimes it actually helps here to get a little bit lower in your chair pose. It's easier to keep your hips square and your knees square. Carefully untwist, hands come to the ground, and you can straighten those legs. Relax your neck and let your head hang. Carefully placing your hands on the ground, let's step back to downward facing dog. Finding your nice long spine. Now come up on your toes here and bend your knees a little bit. And we're basically doing chair pose right here, just in a different plane. So you can feel what it's like to have that nice long spine. And then we'll lower our knees down to the ground. And we can take a little break sitting back in child's pose. Keep your nice deep breathing here. Pay attention to what it feels like to breathe now after we've been doing some work. One more nice deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, shift your weight forward. We're going to tuck our toes under and come up to downward facing dog again. We'll take our right leg up into the air, bend the knee, bring it into your chest, and step the foot all the way through. Coming back to that lunge. We're going to place the left hand on the ground again and open up through the right arm. Coming to that nice twist. And if you feel like you could handle more of a twist here, then bring your right hand back down. We're going to take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Hands come together and press your hands back towards heart center. And then turn and look over that right knee. The right shoulder. Carefully bring your hands back to the ground. Step back to downward facing dog. Come up on your toes, bend your knees down, and take your weight back to child's pose. Breathing nice and deep again and paying attention to what your hips feel like now. One more nice deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, shift your weight forward, tuck your toes under, come up to downward facing dog. Take our left leg up into the air, bend the knee, bring it into your chest, step the foot all the way through. Right hand stays on the mat, and then we'll open up through our left arm. If you want more of a twist here, bring that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Hands come together, and then press your hands together until they're back at heart center. And turn your head, look over that the left shoulder. Very carefully release your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Come up on your tippy toes, bend your knees down, and sit back to child's pose again. One more nice deep inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, shift your weight forward. Tuck your toes under, come up to downward facing dog. From here, we'll carefully step both of our feet up into our hands and reverse swan dive up. Reaching up over your head. Exhaling to heart center. And just centering yourself for a moment. You're welcome to close your eyes. Take a few nice deep breaths. Feel both of your feet connect with the ground. Feel the strength and the balance that you have here standing on 2 feet. Let your shoulders relax again if you've pulled them back up by your ears. And find your nice deep breathing again. We're going to do a balance pose, which is actually going to be a good stretch for our glutes, which we've been working. So standing, first of all, on both feet. Feel your feet root down into the ground. And then we're going to take the right foot and just cross it up over the left knee. As you do that, sit back slightly as if you were coming into chair pose. You're welcome to hold on to your knee and your foot, or you can bring your hands to heart center. The more you can set your hips behind you and bend that knee, the more of a stretch you'll feel in your right glutes. You're even welcome to bring your hands down either to the ground, or you can hold on to a block. And bring your hands back up to heart center, and we'll release that leg down. Let's do the other leg now. If you want to step through your feet a few times, that's okay. Now really feel your right foot root down into the ground, and we'll pick our left leg up, cross it over the right knee, and begin to sit back. Remember, you can leave your hands at heart center, you can hold on to your foot and that knee, or you can bring your hands to the ground or to a block. The more you can reach your hips back behind you, the more of a stretch you'll feel. Bring your hands back to heart center, stand up and release that foot. Let's inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. Release back down. We'll step back to downward facing dog. One more time here in downward dog. So if there's any stretch you really want to do here, whether it's walking through your feet, trying to bring your heels to the ground, or trying to straighten your knees, try it now. Just give yourself one extra little challenge before we come down. And then very carefully come up on your toes, bend your knees all the way down to the mat. We're just going to swing our legs in front of us, or you can cross your ankles and sit back. Just finding your way to a seated position. Sitting nice and tall, let's just bend our right knee. Wrap your left arm around that right knee, and then twist towards the right. Staying nice and tall through your spine. Releasing that leg. Bringing your left knee up. Right arm wraps around. Left arm comes behind you, and then we twist towards the left. Carefully release that twist. We'll do one stretch for our quadriceps, which are the muscles on top of our legs, before we come into our final relaxation. Swing those legs back behind you and sit up on your knees. You really have to listen to your knees here. You don't want to do anything that feels uncomfortable to your knees or that feels like it's twisting in your knees. So you're welcome to just stay where you are, or if it's more comfortable, you can spread your heels slightly apart so that your hips can go down between your ankles. We're just going to reach our hands back behind us. And as you do that, lift your hips up into the air, and you'll feel the stretching through the tops of your legs. If you want more of a stretch, you can lower down to your forearms and your elbows. But remember to keep pressing your hips upwards so so that you're lengthening through those muscles on the tops of your legs. And then very carefully come back up the same way we went down, into your hands, forward, and then just swing your legs in front of you. Let's keep our knees bent for just a moment. Feet are flat on the floor. Reach your arms out in front of you. Engage your core muscles, and then slowly lower down. Working your way onto your back, you can extend your legs now. Let your arms rest at your sides. Your legs be flat on the ground. Welcome to close your eyes now. And come back to the breathing that is most natural for you right now. So we're not forcing a nice deep breath. Still, if you pay attention, you might find that your breathing now is a little bit deeper than when we first began. Check in with your shoulders and your hips. Make sure those muscles are relaxed. If it's hard for you to relax your hips, try taking your legs just a little bit wider and making sure that you're just letting your feet flop open. If you're having trouble relaxing your shoulders, I like to arch my back slightly for just a moment, bring my shoulder blades together, and then come back down and let my arms go a little bit further away from my body. Let every other muscle in your body relax as well. Just imagine your body getting heavier and heavier. In this pose, we are just letting our bodies soak in all that good hard work that we did during our yoga class. Once again, try to find that mindfulness. What does it feel like to be in your body right now? What does it feel like to let go of your worries? Put your to-do list on hold and to just simply let yourself be. Take one more nice deep inhale and exhale. Preparing your body to move again. You're welcome to start with just wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you feel ready, begin to roll onto one side. Letting your knees curl up into your stomach. Finding the safety in this position. And then carefully begin to work your way back up to a seated position. Sitting nice and tall. Finding your perfect posture again, feeling the length through your spine. If you want to grab your block again and sit on that, you're welcome to. Let's inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center. And thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. Once again, my name is Kristen, and I'm a health coach with Orion. Namaste.